going live and you're saying bad words.
Okay. I'm going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold on. My microphone is...
Oh, it's okay. Romeo, go.
1. Okay.
No! I hope nobody's watching this right now. My dog just decided to go kamikaze on my bed real quick.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello from the 11th inning stretch. This is our podcast. It is May 15th for the podcast for the Week in Review. My name is Paul Eppy.
And I am back, and my name is Alex Schneider.
Good to have you back. Busy weekend.
Yeah, when you got a girlfriend that's got 2 kids, you keep your hands full for sure.
Of course. So anyway, this is our Week in Review. So briefly, we have a couple notes for league news. Mine just came out today, or my point just happened today. Rougned Odor slugged Jose Bautista in the Rangers-Blue Jays game today, and you have to think that he's going to, or probably both of them, are going to receive hefty fines and probably a suspension, you would have to think. I'm not going to speculate on how long that'll be, but it's going to be in the news, and you're going to hear about it.
Yeah, if Bryce Harper gets a 1-game suspension for just yelling at an umpire, I think you get a suspension for punching another person.
I'm going to say, maybe 7, 9, 10 games?
I don't think it'll be like that. Maybe 3, 4, 5, something like that. I don't think too severe, to be honest.
Odor just straight up sucker punched him straight in the face.
But for what, though?
I think it goes back to last year's, was it ALDS? I guess there was some tension there. I don't quite remember it, but I guess there was some tension there between the two teams, and this is the first time that they've met this season. And Odor, I guess, wasn't too happy about losing the ALDS last year.
That's what a lot of the average people don't understand is, coaches tell you to leave it on the field and don't remember it, but trust me, things like that you remember. You definitely remember. Yeah,
I mean, when you say forgive and forget, they may not forgive, and they're definitely not going to forgive.
Exactly. That's what fuels a lot of the sports players is the fact that someone was better than you, so now you have to go be better than them.
Right. And so you had also one point, Alex, that you wanted to talk about for league news-wise.
Yeah, just a quick hit. Aroldis Chapman came back from his suspension. Actually, it was, if you can have it, was kind of an honorable suspension. He didn't really appeal. He just kind of took it. But he came back, so which means the big three for the Yankees, Dellin Betances, Andrew Miller, and Chapman were all there for 1 game, and their line for that said game was 3 1/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, and 8 strikeouts.
It's sort of a shame for the Yankees that their offense and their pitching is not any good, because if they had any decent offense or starting pitching, you're looking at a 6-inning ball game. I mean, those guys are that good, and it's sort of a shame for them. It's not a shame for the rest of us because 1, we don't have to face it, and 2, it's fun to watch the Yankees suck. But it's a shame for the Yankees that they're not going to be that great this season, so you're not going to be able to see those 3 pitch too often. But man,
exactly. And a 6-inning game is the least. I mean, I've seen Dellin Betances go 2 innings, so that takes it to 5 innings right there. Andrew Miller, I'm sure could go 2 innings. I mean, there's 4 innings. I mean, right there. So they can't have it every night, but on a rough game, you're playing basically 4 innings of baseball. It could be potentially.
And if it's a tight game, just forget about it. I mean, it's not like these guys are, iffy here and there. No, they're going to shut the door on you. And if it's a 1-run, 2-run game, you're not going to score.
Yeah, I agree.
We're going to make this podcast relatively short because there's not too much to talk about. But Alex, I want to get your fantasy player to watch for or fantasy player of the week. Go ahead.
He's on his way out. This is his last year. One of my favorite players ever, which is one of the reasons the Red Sox are my second favorite team.
David Ortiz.
David Ortiz is...
Yeah, he's on my team.
He would be, by far, one of the coolest guys if I ever got to meet him. I love Big Papi, but he is definitely my fantasy player to watch. Dude is just raking. I don't know how to say anyway else. He's hitting. He's running. He's doing everything. So Dave Ortiz is my guy.
There's been a lot of talk of should he not retire? And how old is he? Like 39 or something? 40?
Yeah,
and the thing something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, and the thing is a couple years ago people said he was done, and now people don't want him to leave.
No, yeah, he's like 8 home runs this season or 9 home runs, and he's completely killing it. I think he should stick to his word, and he seems like he would be a man of his word and going into the sunset. But man, he is not slowing down.
No, that's
not getting to him yet.
Exactly, and that's kind of what sucked with the whole Derek Jeter thing. Is you could obviously see a real big decline in his play from years going on, and New Year starting and stuff like that. But Dave Ortiz for the past couple years has been a solid rock for 30 home runs, almost 100 RBIs. He doesn't bat 330. I mean, he's roughly around 300. But when you need a clutch hit in the postseason and you're the Red Sox, Dave Ortiz is by far your guy to go to.
Agreed. Yeah, he's your man. He is your man. Fantasy player of the week is Melvin Upton Jr. for the Padres. He's sort of under the radar, and he's never been that consistent of a player. But he's batting about 280, 290 on the season. He has 3 home runs and 5 RBIs in his last 6 games, and he has 7 stolen bases on the year. So right now, if you want to ride a hot bat, go with Melvin Upton Jr. from the Padres. Like I said, he's not too consistent in the fact that the past couple of seasons, he's not going to be your 30 home run guy and 100 RBI guy. But for right now, he is a hot bat. So if you're looking for some offense, I'd go look him up. Okay, so shifting over to Cardinals news now. Alex, do you have anything specific that you want to talk about?
I got right now basically what I just have like 4 things down. Just kind of a wrap up of basically the series with the Angels and series with the Dodgers, since I was not around to do that. It was a good series against the Angels. I really enjoyed watching it. It was actually kind of fun. A couple games they got a lead, lost it, then went back and got another lead, lost it. So it was really fun to watch. They've been really bad against the Dodgers. I think the reason for that is a lot of the pitchers they haven't seen before, so it's kind of new water, and I can understand that. But the next time that they play them, they're going to have to be on their game.
You're exactly right. A series with the Dodgers is always going to be close, and if they get swept or 2-1, it's not necessarily always going to surprise me because the Dodgers are good. But you don't like to see Scott Kazmir mow them all down because he is Scott Kazmir. He's not Clayton Kershaw. I mean, we're not facing Clayton Kershaw.
Well, and the thing is, too, is I remember I actually watched the preview just to kind of see how it all went. I mean, obviously I am a fan of the show because I'm part of it. But, you said it's a good thing we didn't face Clayton Kershaw, and I actually kind of think that's kind of not a blessing. That's kind of, like a bad thing, to be honest with you. Out of all the times that they've hit Kershaw really well, Cardinals have seen Kershaw a lot the past couple of years. So the pitchers they went up against this series, they haven't faced probably at all, to be honest with you.
You do have a point. My thing is that, yeah, the Cardinals have hit Kershaw more than most other, if not any other team has. But it's still Clayton Kershaw. I mean, if you told me, if you still told me, would you rather face Scott Kazmir or Clayton Kershaw? 100 times out of 100, I'm going to choose Scott Kazmir. Now, but like you said, on the flip side, the Cardinals have hit Clayton Kershaw more than these other pitchers. But just going off of name recognition alone, you want to face Scott Kazmir and Ross Strickland.
Exactly. You're facing a at least two-time that I can think of, Cy Young Award winner, I mean, yeah, you don't want to face him, because
anytime you go ahead, sorry.
A lot of the times the Cardinals face him, it's in the postseasons, and he's not really known. Clayton Kershaw's really not known for his postseason success, to be honest with you. So that's another thing is, I mean, you see a guy a lot, and you understand what he's saying, but Clayton Kershaw's got some nasty stuff that he could tell you, hey, it's coming, and you're still not going to hit it. Anytime
you see the schedule, like the Cardinals facing the Dodgers, and you don't see Clayton Kershaw on the probable starters list, it's a good thing.
Yeah, you definitely sleep easier at night.
You would like for them, well, yeah, you sleep easier at night, except for the fact that when Ross Stripling and Scott Kazmir beat you, then you're not sleeping any better at night. No. And that's sort of the thing, is that you want the Cardinals to take advantage of not facing the best pitcher in the game. But like I said, the Cardinals and the Dodgers are always really evenly matched. And when the Dodgers come to St. Louis, to be honest with you, I fully expect the Cardinals to take the series from them too.
Yeah, and we're not taking anything from Stripling or Scott Kazmir either. They're really good pitchers. Obviously, they've made it to the top levels you can go, and I mean, we didn't. So,
that's why we're sitting here talking.
Exactly. But I mean, you can't deny what you see. String. He's not. One of the big name guys coming out. It's just he pitched really well against the Cardinals. Cardinals first time seeing him, and congrats to him. And I hope he has a good career, just not against the Cardinals.
Yep, pretty much. You put it pretty nicely there. And one thing that has frustrated me with this Dodgers series is the defense. It's been atrocious. They've been giving away outs. Diaz has 3 errors. I think last night or Friday night, one of the two.
I haven't had a chance to even watch the games.
It's been I've wanted to bang my head up against a wall, because you're just sitting there like, oh my gosh, just make the play. Because the more times you give them outs or give them, you give them outs like that, the more times you're setting yourself up for failure. And I feel that if they could just cut down on the errors, they probably would have won at least one of the first 2 games against the Dodgers. And that can go for other series that we've seen as well. The Cardinals throw outs because they can't play defense.
They tell you defense and pitching wins championships, and so far this year the pitching's kind of been spotty, and the defense has kind of not been there. It's been there, stuff like that. So if the Cardinals are wanting to get things going and get it going in the right direction, defense has got to come around. But like you said, giving teams outs, it's not just good teams. It's any teams. That's a rally starter. If the shortstop makes an error on a play and you haven't had a solid base runner on base the whole game and he gets on, dude, you're starting to rally right there. I mean, I'm out of baseball.
Outs.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm out of baseball, and I'm doing the whole slow pitch thing now, and actually played well my first 2 games. Shout out to myself just a little bit. But from what I've noticed, I mean, just watching on TV or watching out there, especially in slow pitch softball, if you get a team outs, you're liable. I mean, in softball, this is going to sound ridiculous, but you're liable to get up double-digit runs like this. I mean, they come in a blink of an eye. In a baseball game, you give up 2-3 runs, something like that, and that's a game. I mean, that's a whole game right there. You've lost it because you gave a good team, just a team in general, you've given them outs. You just gave it to them.
One of the things with Diaz is that you would have to think that the more he plays, the better he's going to get. And the Cardinals need his bat, so you can't just pull him for Jerko.
There would be no way. If I'm Mike Matheny, there's no way Jerko starts a shortstop over Diaz. There's no way Tejada does either.
No, yeah, Tejada, I'm not a huge fan of him. But I'll take the defense, or the spotty defense, shall I say, for the batting 386 or whatever he's hitting.
Diaz needs a consistent play every day, batting in the 2 hole, right behind Matt Carpenter every day.
I'm not saying he has to play, Derek Jeter type defense. He just needs to get better than what we're seeing now.
I completely understand.
You're not asking for any Gold Glove All-Star stuff. You just want him to one, keep up what he's doing on offense, which is going to be hard to do. But two, just get better on defense. And
I'm not asking for Carlos Correa here.
No, yeah, you don't need it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sort of my qualm with the Cardinals right now is just, man, the defense has been spectacularly bad.
Yeah, and just a quick thing, just to wrap up the Angels series that I saw. Adams and Wong actually hit pretty well. I've never jumped out of my seat when I see a Major League Baseball player get a base hit, but when Wong hit one right up the middle and drove in a run, oh, dude, oh, man. If you haven't noticed, Wong is my favorite player on the Cardinals. It's really rough to say that because I'm more of a defensive-minded person than offense. But and then a celebration should have been going on in St. Louis all day, I believe, after the first game. But Mike Leake got his first win.
Yes, he did. It's about time.
Yeah, so
he's finally doing what we're paying him to do.
Exactly. He got his first win. From what I saw, it was a pretty I didn't actually get a chance to watch it, but from what I've seen, it was a pretty stellar start, pretty average. He did what he was supposed to do. So, yeah, I have nothing against the Dodgers. Like you said, I haven't watched any of the games. I haven't had time. But if you say the defense is bad, the defense is bad. And the only other thing I got is now that the Dodgers series wraps up tonight, our boy with my Trevor Story counter comes to town this upcoming week.
You could go see him play. Are you going to see him play?
Nope. Man, I got work. I got games. I got all kinds of stuff going on right now. Dude, it's a girlfriend with 2 kids. Dude, I am so glad I do not have summer classes. Let's just say that because I'd blow my brains out. But, yeah, I'd love to go see him play because from what I've heard from people is he's kind of a mix between – I mean, his defense is kind of like the Derek Jeter-esque. Not saying he is Derek Jeter because no one will be. But he makes the average play for the most part. He does what he's supposed to do. But his bat – obviously, everybody, if you pay attention to Major League Baseball, knows that he hits like, well, Troy Tulowitzki, who played for the Rockies. Mm-hmm. I mean, what more could you ask for? Diaz, for instance. Diaz plays, for the most part, he had a bad game the other night, like you said, but Diaz, for the most part, plays solid defense. He gets what he's supposed to, and he hits, like, Josh Donaldson. And
he's not going to continue to hit 380, but, if he can hit 300, good for him. We'll take it.
Dude, exactly. Could you imagine your top 3 hitters with Holiday being the 4th man? It'd be Carpenter, Diaz, Piscotty, Holiday.
Piscotty. Okay, here's a question that I want to pose to you. Speaking of Piscotty, who do you think the Cardinals All-Stars are right now? My opinion: Piscotty, Molina, Carlos Martinez, and I honestly go with Sangwano.
Sangwano would be there. I feel because he's been stellar. He's been really good. I would say man, I really don't. I haven't. Piscotty is one of those guys that's potentially able to hit you 30 home runs. He's having a good start to a season, about an average start to a season, nothing too crazy.
No, he's batting like 300.
Well, what, Daniel Murphy right now is batting 400. To be fair.
Okay, fair enough.
He really is. He really is. We're a month in, and he's still hitting 400. Like a month and a half in, he's still hitting 400. I don't know.
Okay, but okay.
Roids. Major League Baseball testing for roids.
Here's Piscotty's line. He has 311, 5 home runs, 22 RBIs, and a 370 OBP. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I would say. Molina, obviously, he's almost a dynamic. Automatic hit.
He's a shoe-in, yeah.
Yeah. Man, I don't know if any of the starting pitchers make it. Jaime Garcia's putting together an all-star type season. The real question is out of us, we don't really pay attention to other teams except for when they play the 3 games against the Cardinals, and it's not too in depth. Because I could probably name a bunch of people from the Cardinals who I think is eligible to go. Just to name a couple. Piscotty, Holiday, Diaz, I still think is putting together a fairly awesome season. Matt Carpenter is hitting like he's supposed to, out of his leadoff spot finally. He's finally coming around. Molina's batting Molina's batting the best out of all of them on a consistent
Mhm.
basis. Putting together a good season. Carlos Martinez is putting together a good season. Another good pitching season. I mean, what was that, like 6, 7, 8 names? I mean,
It was like six guys, yeah.
exactly. But I can't say that they're going to get in because I don't watch the other teams. I watch them for the 3
Right.
series. I kind of do a quick preview, and then that's about it. I don't go in depth with the Rockies. I don't know who their number 1 prospect is. It's supposed to come up next week if they got one. I don't. Like I said, I don't. Honestly, I don't know. I think it's kind of. I think it's kind of crappy.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say I think it's kind of crappy that every team has to be represented because in my mind right now, there's nobody on the Braves that should be represented at all.
Yeah, that is complete garbage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that takes a spot from someone else who actually deserves it, who's actually putting up a good season because every team needs to be represented, and I don't think that's how it should be.
Here's my problem with the every team got to be fair type thing. The game means something, and you need to field the best team available. And having somebody on the Braves, sorry Braves, we've ranted about you guys a lot on this show, or at least I have. But none of you people deserve to be on the All-Star team. When this game means something, absolutely not. If the game doesn't. If they were to change the rules and the game were to essentially mean nothing, then go right ahead because if it means nothing, then I don't necessarily care who's on it.
I mean, from the Braves, you can think of like Nick Markakis and Freddie Freeman, but I mean, think of all the other potential right fielders and first basemen who can go there that are actually going to put up better numbers.
I can think of a lot better outfielders that are going to help the National League win.
Exactly. I mean, I would take Justin Bour right now from the Marlins over Freddie Freeman of the Braves. Justin Bour's actually really good, but no one sees him. He's a really good player, really good ball player.
Sure.
Howard from the Phillies is putting together a better season than Freddie Freeman, and who would have thought that would have happened?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not fair to the guy.
Jeez.
I mean, it's just not fair to the guy that's, it's just, let's just say this. It's going to suck if, like Freeman goes and it keeps Diaz out. I mean, it's just, you're taking a spot away from a guy who deserves to be recognized rather than a guy who's just there because his team has to be represented. That's what's wrong.
Has to be. Yep. Exactly.
That's like giving a participation trophy. If you go there and put on the jersey and you got a participation trophy, I mean, it's basically the same thing. The Braves are putting on a jersey, they're going to the field, they're playing 9 innings, and they're going home with a loss almost every single night.
Yeah, no,
it's just
you're exactly right. So why should
you're one in
from the Braves for being the worst team in the league? No, I'm not doing that.
I last saw they were 1-18 at home. How do you have fans showing up to the ballpark when you're 1-18 at home? I tell you this: if the Cardinals were 1-18 at home, I definitely would not be going to the ballpark spending my hard-earned money on watching them play.
There would be riots in the streets if the Cardinals were 1-18 at home.
Oh yeah. I mean, I could only imagine. People want Mike Matheny fired at the beginning of the season. I can only imagine if they were 1-18 at home, what the hell they wanted to do to him.
Yeah, fire Mabry and fire Matheny.
Oh yeah, but when Holiday has 2 games of 2 home runs apiece, Mabry's the best hitting coach to ever come across the land.
The next night, Holiday goes 0 for 4. Fire Mabry.
Man, I just. That's what's. I mean, if you look at any All-Star game from any sport, there's going to be something wrong with it. I mean, for instance, the NFL, it doesn't really mean anything.
Well, they don't try. It's just completely
useless. It's like flag football for them out there. I mean, it's basically boring to watch. I don't watch it. I do watch the All-Star game, but if you split the two leagues, American and National League, the American League's going to win because you can give me a list from all the teams in both leagues, and I can find somebody to fill a hole out of each team in the American League from each team because each team's has fairly good players. I mean, even the Athletics. I mean, Josh Reddick, stud right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, so that's an outfield spot right there, and that's their team represented. You know what I'm saying? The National League, there are teams on there that I don't even know would have anybody.
Braves, no.
Braves would definitely be no.
Phillies would actually have a couple.
Philly should have a couple.
Rockies will have a couple.
Rockies. I mean,
Brewers will have Braun. That's probably about it.
And I don't think he should even go.
He's actually having a pretty good season.
Well, and here's what I'm saying. I think that they need to up the punishment on the PEDs.
I agree, because obviously 80 games isn't enough.
The way I look at it, and I just thought of this with the whole Braun thing, it just kind of clicked. I don't know why. If you can't make it to the Hall of Fame, because, you technically could, but they don't vote for them, so he's not going to make it. It won't happen. Why do you get to be represented as an all-star?
You shouldn't. Yeah.
Exactly. So Ryan Braun should, in that case, for me, Ryan Braun's out. And the Brewers have nobody to send him. Maybe Chris Carter, maybe, if he's not traded before then. But,
sure.
Because there's been talks about some trades going on for Chris Carter. Apparently a lot of teams want him. He's just not a National League player. That's what's bad. He's just
he's a straight DH.
Exactly. But for them right now, if you take Chris Carter out of that equation, there's nobody from the Brewers going for me. Ryan Braun told people, came out, made a press conference saying he didn't do steroids, and then tested positive for them. Basically lied to everyone. And I feel like in that case, you shouldn't be represented as an all-star ever. If you can't go to the Hall of Fame, what are you shooting for? You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. When you hear a player get inducted, I never was playing to get to the Hall of Fame. I was just playing to play. You're playing for the Hall of Fame. That's why
you play baseball.
Exactly. You're already at that ultimate level of baseball. You can't go any higher in the levels, but you can shoot for that ultimate goal of being forever, immortalized in Cooperstown. That's what you're shooting for. I don't care what anybody tells me. They're playing for the Hall of Fame.
No, yeah, I think anybody who says they're not is lying straight to your face. That's an interesting point. If you're a steroid user, should you be in an all-star game?
No.
You make an intriguing case, and I tend to agree with you.
It is kind of hard. Just because, just thinking about it, it's going to be hard to keep someone like D. Gordon out, just because of how good he is.
Obviously, he didn't take steroids. The fans. Would you rather have D. Gordon or Neil Walker?
If Neil Walker, personally for me, if Neil Walker didn't do steroids, I'd choose Neil Walker.
Sure.
I'm a huge. We did this. We kind of did a discussion about it. I'm a huge guy that I don't believe in anybody who's really tested positive, who's ever been accused. Even though I'm a huge Barry Bonds fan for some odd reason, I have no idea why. I think the reason for that is because Barry Bonds always told it how it was. Barry Bonds didn't lie to you. He didn't. He told you what was going on, and he didn't hide it from anyone. He told when I was actually watching a documentary on him, and he told in the documentary, he goes, "Yeah, I'm playing for the Hall of Fame. That's what I was shooting for." He came out and told people how it was. He did what he had to do. Dude was walked. He was getting walked. What? There were some games he probably was walked 2 or 3 times, and he still managed to hit 75 home runs or something.
Did you see what happened to Bryce Harper last week against the Cubs?
Yeah, he was walked like 7 times in a row.
7 times. Get the Barry Bonds treatment.
Yeah, he at 11 straight at bats did not have an official recorded at bat. And he's still going to have a monster season.
That was pretty smart on the Cubs' part because he's the most dangerous hitter in the league. Might as well walk him.
Exactly.
And the thing is that Ryan Zimmerman can't hit worth a lick behind him. So if you, for sure walk Harper because Zimmerman's swinging a wet noodle.
Exactly. And that was so cool. Barry Bonds had no protection, but he always seemed to hit him. The ball could be 4 feet outside of the plate, and he's still whacking it for a home run. But yeah, it's going to be hard for the game, and obviously it's not going to happen. But you shouldn't take that away from someone. You really shouldn't take it away.
Fair enough. I want to bring up one last question to you, and we're going to make this quick. I was at a Cardinals game last week talking with one of my buddies, and we were saying how the upcoming free agent class, not this year's free agent class, but the next year's free agent class, is absolutely loaded. and the biggest name is Bryce Harper. Do you think the Cardinals should sign him in 2018? I think.
I mean, yeah, if the budget for players goes up to $500 million.
That's the thing, is that if he continues his trajectory, he might command $400 million, and he's only going to be 25 years old.
I mean, it cracks me up. It cracks me up, people going, oh, they should get paid that much, but the people that go to the games pay these people salaries.
You pay them. You pay for the tickets, you pay for the food, you pay to park. If you don't like the players getting paid this much, don't go to any ball games, folks.
Exactly. When you pay DirecTV's bill to watch a Cardinal game, you're not paying the players. You're paying DirecTV to get your satellite. You're paying those networks. When you go to an actual ballpark to watch a game, you're paying the players' salaries. That's what people don't understand is you're pouring money in, which is why players can demand $300 million.
And that's also why the Cardinals have been able to act like a big market team, even though they're not. So it's sort of fascinating to see the Cardinals spend it. But, I mean, here's my thing. I think they should at least try and go after him. And my reasons for this are really, really stupid, but I feel like a lot of fans could be on my side. And here's why. I don't think the Cardinals have any sort of swag. They win a lot, don't get me wrong. But here's how one of my friends put it. They're like vanilla ice cream. Vanilla is a perfect flavor. It's a good flavor. But it's boring as hell.
It's a good flavor, but it has no flavor, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. And I want you to name the player on the Cardinals who has the most swag. And I don't even think it's a player. I think it's Eugene Koo, the translator.
The most swag? I'd go Yadier Molina for sure.
That's fair. That's a good choice, but one, he's not going to be around.
And it's a really bad choice. Like, don't give me. And Yadier Molina isn't walking around blinging, but
Cardinals, his neck tattoo has more swag than he does. Sorry, Yachty. But I just want somebody who's flashy. I want somebody who's going to make me want to watch.
Bryce Harper, if it comes down to that and he doesn't sign an extension with the Nationals, and I believe if he doesn't make it to the playoffs further than like the first round of the Nationals in the next 2 years, he's not going to re-sign with them.
He's gone, for sure.
Yeah. I believe that the Cardinals should re-sign with him, and the reason they're able to do that, because there's a lot of teams that, I mean, you could say every team should, but the only reason the Cardinals can, and most likely will if it comes to that, is because they have a history of winning.
Contract? Well, and they had the massive TV contract kicking in. Did you hear about that?
Well, yeah, they have a history of winning. You like going to teams that, that's what drives you to come to the ballpark, is because you have that 50-50 shot of winning. Right now, with like the Braves, they have like a 10 to 90 chance of winning, 10% chance to.
Oh man!
And actually, it's really 5 and 5 because they have a 5% chance of tying and 5% chance of winning, and you play the game until they win. So if they have a 5% chance of tying, that should exactly tell you how bad the Braves are. But I would say yes, the Cardinals should attempt to sign Bryce Harper. I feel like a guy that brings attitude, who brings swag, who brings the attention to the ballpark is most definitely needed on your team, for sure. You can't deny his talent.
I think the Nationals will go after him whether he makes the playoffs or not. I agree with your point about if he doesn't make the playoffs, then he's going to leave, but I think the Nationals will still try and sign him. I think it'll be the Yankees because that's been the team that's been most talked about. The Dodgers, probably the Cubs. Ooh, that'd be bad if it was the Cubs.
And the Cubs are talking about trading for Mike Trout. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I did actually.
So could you imagine Bryce Harper in center, or Mike Trout in center and Bryce Harper in right, and Jason Hayward in the left?
That's the Golden State Warriors of baseball.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, kind of.
So I don't. I mean, everything that I think says, or everything that's in me says that the Cardinals won't go after him because that's just not in their DNA. But I want them to so bad because, like I said, the Cardinals, there's nothing there for the casual fan to watch.
I agree.
So that's all I have. Do you have any other last points?
No, I really don't. I'm gonna try and watch one of these games. Just want to publicly apologize to everybody that I missed that series preview and wrap up.
Shame on you, tisk tisk.
Oh, I know. Man, my life is so easy. I was taking a nap when you were shooting it, and I didn't care. No, I mean, I really do. I felt really bad missing it. Life's kind of hectic right now. This whole growing up thing kind of sucks. I just want to apologize to you guys, the people that actually watch this, who care about it as much as we do. I was wanting to make it. I didn't cry about it, but it kind of, I dedicated myself to do this for you guys and to make sure that I was able to do it. But sometimes it's just really hard. So I want to apologize for not being there.
Another man's trash is another man's treasure because everyone gets to see my pretty face even more.
Oh, that's okay. But yeah, I got nothing else. It was a good podcast. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm
about out too. I guess we'll hit this up again next weekend.
Okay. Yeah. I'm done. Paul's done. So that'll wrap up the podcast for May 15th. Make sure you guys get out there and watch your Cardinals play, either if it's live or if it's on the television. God knows I need to start doing that a little bit more often. But thanks you guys for tuning in. I highly appreciate it, and I'll try not to miss any more of these podcasts or anything like that. So thank you guys for tuning in.